Tonight we're talking about divorce and child custody. April DeLuca with Magic City Law joining us. If you have a question, give us a call, 855-LAW-1955. We understand that Candy from Adamsville has been hanging on the line with us. Candy, we appreciate that. How can we help tonight?
Yes, I was wanting to inquire. I was recently granted a divorce. I filed for the divorce, and I had to pay all of the expenses of the divorce because I was the filer. But however, I was warranted my house in the divorce, and I am trying to get my ex-husband's name off of my house, and the mortgage company is charging me like $2,800 to remove his name from the house, from the mortgage payment, and I'm through paying for my house. I wanted to see, is that something he should pay for, or is that something that should have been included in the divorce order?
That's a great question, Candy. April, your suggestion.
Yeah, that's a great question, Candy. Unfortunately, that is something that probably should have been included during the divorce negotiations. It may be hard to go back on that now. I mean, I would say he probably should have to pay for that, but I think unfortunately you may be kind of too late there. You can always talk to him and see if, I don't know what your relationship's like with him. Some people get along better after the divorce is granted. So, you know, if that's the situation, maybe see if he's willing to help you with it. But as far as him being legally required, I think, yeah, that probably should have been handled before the divorce was entered.
At this point, is it even worth contacting her attorney that she used to see if they can help, or probably not?
They probably are going to tell you the same thing, but hey, it's always worth asking. They may have a different opinion than I do.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. If you want to reach out to them, it's worth a shot.
That sounds great. That sounds tough to handle. Is that normal, going back through documents and legal things that bound you together? Should you just think about that as you're going through that process of separating before it's finalized?
Yes. So I mean, that's our job as the lawyer.
Okay.
You know, we're supposed to kind of guide the client into what things you should consider and what things you shouldn't maybe talk about.
Okay.
There are certain things that can be modified after the fact. The general rule of thumb is if it's a property settlement, that is not modifiable. So who gets the house, the division of proceeds if the house is sold, division of bank accounts, things like that, you generally can't go back and modify. Child custody definitely can be modified. Alimony, child support, things like that definitely can be modified. So
I get asked from time to time about child custody, and people just want to know, hey, is there a presumption that the mother gets primary custody, or is that something that is debatable? Well, how would you respond to that?
Good question.
yeah, that's a very good question, and it depends on what court you're in.
Okay.
And what county you're in, those things. So it's within the discretion of the judge. We've got our judges in domestic court have a lot of discretion.
Okay.
Alabama law presumes that both parents are on equal footing in a divorce when you're talking about custody. If somebody has done something really bad, then that's when the tables start to turn a little bit. But no, I would not say that now mom always gets custody.
Okay.
Oh.
Maybe 10, 15 years ago, that was probably a lot more prevalent. Now, if you're unmarried, and we're talking in family court in Jefferson County, it is a little more kind of prevalent there that mom will get custody. And that's really just a fact of life. For people that aren't married and have kids, it kind of defaults on the mom. And that's just kind of the way things go. But that doesn't mean that dads don't get a fair, they still get a fair trial. We represent lots of dads in family court, and they get custody. So it really it's very fact specific to the case and the couple and the child and all those things.
That's a great question, because a lot of people assume automatically.
Yeah.
Yes.